Are you already starting?
Ready? Go. Wait, why is this so? There we go. Alright, we're good. Alright. Well, maybe we're good. If it loads in here. Alright, I'm at 12 seconds now. I'm going up.
I'm at I'm at 19.
Alright. Mine keeps like jumping like 3 seconds. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna pause at. Okay, pause at 37 seconds.
Okay, well I'm already at 40, so.
Alright, let's go then. Alright, best of 5. Battlegrounds, game 1. FunkyNoodles in the orange, playing Malians. A civilization I probably wouldn't have picked on this map myself, but it'll be interesting to see how this works out for Funky. And then his opponent is IAmANoob, playing in the gray here, with the Japanese, another civ that if I would have been playing, probably wouldn't have chose here. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, it's infantry on battlegrounds, and you know you've seen this tournament before, and it's mainly been scouts on this map, so it'll be fun to see the infantry versus infantry set up. Or you know the Malians obviously can go quite strong cavalry, but Japanese it's going to be. I mean, does it make sense for Japanese to go scouts at all?
I mean, I think scouts would be fine. I mean, they still get bloodlines, so it's not the end of the world for them by any means. They still get the upgrades. It's just moving forward, you know, it's not going to be a good long-term investment. I mean, I guess we could have Cavalier versus Campbell, if that is what we see Noob go here, but I don't know. I like the matchup, though. I think it's going to be an interesting one. Something we haven't seen yet here on Battlegrounds either, so it's going to be very intriguing to see how this one works out for him.
And this is, I always get so confused. IAmANoob. He's also known as a woo, right?
That is correct, yes. In the Discord, he's a woo.
People gotta be confusing. Alright. Anyway. Pretty standard so far, not much to say, right? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty good. I mean, so far the builds look pretty similar. We got one more on wood for Noob, though, so maybe indicating more of a drush here a little earlier on. He's actually sending a 5th over as well, so I would expect to see a barracks come down pretty early from him, actually.
I do like the idea of drushing on this map. It's so important to get that early map control and early aggression. I think the drush, or at the very least men-at-arms, can throw your opponent enough to give you more breathing space.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a pretty viable situation. It's just the thing with this is you're really only going to be able to hit the wood lines or the berries to start, and I'm not sure how much you're going to get rewarded with it. Maybe more of a question to be answered as we have the barracks coming down here for Noob. Looks like he is headed in that general direction. We do have the mill first, though, for Funky. So Funky is going to play this more in the feudal age, not really going to be adding anything to start, but curious if we're going to see Noob get his 3 militia out, or maybe if he's just going to make 2 and go forward here. But given he had 5 on wood, or 6 on wood actually, he's also being able to put down a mill right away. So builds are a little bit different between these two. Funky is pushing the ostrich as well. I think that's a great plan, great strategy. He's actually pushing them from the far distance.
Right, I was going to comment on that. He has the 2 closer to his TC that are his, I think would have been a better pick. But food's food, right?
Well, and I mean, if you can push him, you might as well. It's far, but it's not that far. It's clearly doable. I actually really like that, to be honest. Exorcist, you've seen this map before. It's not right on the edge, but it's just the way the map's set up. I actually really like it a lot, actually. Plus, the goal is to go down into the middle for some control. We do have Funky clicking up earlier, which is what we expected. And actually, there's no drush behind this, so I thought
Yeah,
Noob was definitely going to go for a drush of some sort, but looks like Funky's going to start to wall up. There won't be any pressure coming in from his opponent. He's going to be sitting in a pretty good position, it looks like, to fast castle. Going to be difficult without getting some more res under the TC, though.
yeah, and no, boar or the elephants in this case, a little too far for him. He could use a scout, I suppose, after he's done pushing these ostriches, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could definitely lure it with the scout. Just interesting to see this different play here. We haven't seen this yet. Usually it's fast feudals and going into scouts, or we've seen some walls into like somewhat of a fast castle and adding archers at the same time. So definitely a very interesting way to play it right now. It's something we haven't seen before, that's for sure. Some big walls coming up for Funky too.
Yeah. Worth noting here, Noob has found Funky, but Funky doesn't even look he's going out to try now, I think, to find his opponent. So that's if you needed a better sign that he's not planning on being aggressive than the walls.
Yeah, wall's coming down for Noob as well. Looks like he's going for just a wall to his TC. Kind of what Funky looks like he was doing, but he's putting buildings in front as well, which I think is a pretty good plan. Needs to wall up the right side, but he is up to feudal faster. He is going to get stable down. Going scouts as Malians, definitely a viable option.
Yeah, first farms coming in for Funky, so taking the slow and safe food at home here rather than go out into the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst plan, especially if you anticipate scouts coming against you as well. But he also pushed a ton of res in, so he's actually going to be sitting with a pretty good food count, getting these scouts out. You know, he's already got 3 onto the field, should be able to do some pressure, and yeah, it looks like Noob is actually concerned about that. He's putting some house walls up right now to protect his wood line at the same time. So, a couple spears coming out in defense for Noob as well. Going to be very interesting to see how this one's played out here.
Oh, as Noob goes forward, heavy forward on food with all the scouts out there.
Yeah, my capture age is very slow at the moment. It's lagging hard again here.
Four scouts here from Funky get 1 vil. They're going to get another one. Is probably a third. Very bad situation for Funky here. He's turning the fight with the vils in 3 spears, and the scouts will run. But that was 3 dead vils for Noob as he went forward for the food, and that's the risk on this map.
Yeah, it's a rough situation. What time are you at? I'm at 13:10.
13:30.
Give me a pause for a quick second.
I am. Tell me when you're 13:30.
Go.
And we might need to upgrade your PC or not use capture age. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's I was trying not to click on anything. It really just does that when I click on things, I think. Maybe not, but we'll see. Nonetheless, Spear's gonna be able to hold off and allow for Noob to get some of this middle food. We also have a hunting mill out there for Funky as well.
Yeah, but Funky's going in with these scouts. He can't find anything on the. The woodline should get walled up, but the gold is vulnerable, so he has to run back in. Oh, and there. Oh, yeah. And a hole. There's a hole.
Ooh, rough position to be in, honestly. Has the Vil fight, running with Vils. Funky is already killed a few villagers as it is. That's the 4th villager to go down. Will be a 5th for sure here.
Idle fills the gold. It's yeah. Noob's had a tough time with it here.
Yeah, the eco is definitely going to be in favor of Funky right now. He still has military presence as well. I mean, 7 spears for Noob, but all of them out in the middle, not protecting him back at home. Funky's got like a 2nd stable coming up here as well, so gonna be very interesting to see if this one works out here. Gonna be double stable, potentially full feudal then for Funky.
Yeah, Meanwhile, we're getting a market here for Noob, so maybe uh, trying to buy his way up. He's got a lot of gold. He's going to try to buy food.
Yeah, I definitely think he has to try to do something
Oh,
after losing all these vills here.
all right, getting back out onto wood. Funky at home, still untouched, very safe. Also getting his market up here.
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean,
pretty rough situation for him to be in.
yeah, Funky's going to be able to click up here shortly. He's got a lot of just amazing value out of these scouts.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to come back to the middle and see if he can get anything as well. But yeah, sitting fairly interested to see how this one will go here.
League Bill's in there. He could snipe one if he dives in there easily.
Yeah, definitely true, and he's gonna have to make sure those spears are close.
And ooh, I like this. So let's taunt him, attack him, keep the lead right now.
Yeah, I mean,
28 fills to 38. So in addition to the losses, there's been idle time here.
yeah, I mean, Noob's got about 30 minutes of idle time compared to Funky with only about 5 going on 6. So, gonna be a very interesting place to see what happens here. Yes, Exorcist, there is a bit of an elo difference, but this is not IAmANoob's main account. They are actually pretty close in elo. They actually play together pretty frequently too, so gonna be interesting to see what happens here. To be honest, I feel like IAmANoob's main account is actually higher than Funky's main account, so should be a pretty good set. I mean, all in all, we're gonna have a player in Castle Age with Funky here, and what do you think we're gonna see? He's put down an archery range here, and he did build that second stable, so maybe he's thinking about going into some skirms or archers to take care of the spears. But no fletching or no padded archer armor upgrade just yet for Funky.
Yeah, I'm not sure the intent with the archer range off the top of my head, but uh, interesting enough though. Now, Noob is on his way up. I thought it would be take longer than that, so I'm glad to see he was able to make that work for him.
Yeah, he definitely had to use the market a bit, but not too bad. Did sell his stone, so he is actually going to try to go to stone right now and finish his walls, but scouts should be running back under here. And yeah, it looks like Funky's going to be rewarded with at least another Vill kill here. Spears not guarding that villager, but Funky should just keep harassing and not lose any HP like he just did there, but the scouts are fairly
Knight's
weak.
coming forward from Funky, so there's your answer. TC in the middle, he's securing some gold out there, and putting the pressure on.
Yeah, and the big story with Battlegrounds that we've seen thus far is controlling the middle is very important. So that TC is going to give him a good bit of map control right there, getting a lot of hunt, obviously, small wood lines which aren't really needed, but getting that gold secure is going to be pretty crucial. And Noob actually ran all the way back home. He's just going to try to play defensive. Would expect to see the pikeman upgrade coming in here, honestly. And yep, second TC at home on the wood. Probably just to protect his vills at this point, and he knows he can't push out.
Yeah, that could be. Oh,
wait, there's a
dropped
third.
Two.
Oh.
Yeah, he does not want to go forward with that. As soon as he sees these knights, he's better fall back there.
Yeah, spears aren't going to do a whole lot here. I mean, they could do a decent bit to the scouts. Knights, though, are going to
send them back. Okay. Giving me anxiety over here. But this is enough. He can just run through here. He can hit the stone. He can hit. Oof.
Yeah, I think that after he fell behind when he had that time in between, he should have tried to full wall this. He shouldn't have left it open on the front. Pain with Vills again here. And the story of this one right now is just a 14 to 1 KD on villagers, and yep, Noob just calls it.
That's a tough one for Noob.
Yeah, it was not ideal. His walls around his woodline failing really, I think, was the big turning point there.
I mean, he needed a long wall up there. That diagonal wall seems kind of questionable to me.
I mean, I don't even think it's that bad. I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, but if he would have been able to see that hole on his wood line there, I think it would have made a big difference. But
Yeah, I mean, but what it comes down to is he went forward with Vils. The big turning point was when he went forward. Vils get the food in the middle. I think it's a good move, but he had no military to back it up. He had spears at home, but the spears weren't with the villagers forward. And by the time they got there, there were already 3 dead, and it only snowballed from there.
yeah, and it's definitely pretty clear that being that far behind was really the turning point as well. I mean, Funky with a lot more villagers, 19 more actually. So rough position there for Noob. But we'll load up game number 2 here and see how that one goes. What was game number 2, Hitch? Do you remember which map it was?
This is going to be Shallow's Sandwich.
Ah, yeah, Funky's here in chat. He was surprised by the Japanese pick. Yeah, I'm surprised too, honestly. I mean, the Malian's choice, I was also kind of surprised with. Um, Not that it was a bad choice, obviously. You were able to pull out the victory, but I really feel like scout heavy civs are going to be the favorite on this map. But, I mean, everybody that's played these show matches are either working against me and don't want my scout predictions to be true, or they just want to see what happens if they play someone that's not generally a scout civ. So, Shallow Sandwich. Oh boy. Alright, I'm at 1 second, Hitch.
Ready when you are.
Let's go. Alright, so this should be very interesting. Hitch, why don't you explain your inspiration to shallow sandwiches?
Well, Shallow Sandwich, I believe I was looking at hamburger and thought take the concept and make it kind of the opposite. But yeah, you have 2 players smashed up pretty close to each other in the middle, connected by a very, very wide shallow here. But they're kind of locked in here by the water. You got to transport out to the outer ring to get additional gold, stone, and wood. So there's decent wood lines in the middle. We've seen this once before in our show matches of these maps, right? And it was a Persian douche, I believe.
It was. Interestingly, we do see Persians here as well. So we may be seeing that again. However, I feel like Funky should be able to actually prevent that pretty convincingly. These wood lines are very favorable for him to be able to block a douche from coming in. Just depends on if he realizes it soon enough and make sure it doesn't happen. But at the same time, Japanese versus Persians, both civs I think are great choices for this map. Persians obviously because the Persian douche is an option. I'm not sure we're going to see that though. It's a questionable choice, but if you have enough on food on the water and you don't get those killed, could be in a pretty good position. Persian TCs obviously with double the HP. It's quite effective. And where are you going to run? I mean, you can transport away, obviously, but you can only transport so many villagers at a time. Takes a lot of time to get back over there.
Right, and and if you douche here and it's successful, I think you need to follow it up with a navy presence to stop a retreat. We've seen that before, so.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, I like what Funky's already doing. He's putting a house down right there on the side. Hopefully he tries to wall himself in pretty closely here, and if the Persian Deuce does come in, it's not going to sit in a very good position. What's up, Minimum? Scout actually going to be able to take this villager out here. Not a good position to be in.
Oh,
Will probably lose his scout, though. Oh, yeah,
did not
he
get the
runs.
kill.
He almost did. 1 HP. It was real close. Scout will be able to run home, like you alluded to. They're so close to each other, not going to really make much of a difference. 12 HP, Scout still left for him, and I think that's a good choice. I don't think losing or killing a Vil there is really worthwhile at this point.
Now tell me what you think here, Jeez, because I know if I was playing on a map this closed in, my low skill level, and I was facing the Persians, I would be walling up more early, just paranoid fear.
I mean, the thing about the douche is it's definitely beatable. It's just getting your Vil numbers up and being able to stay alive and rebuild that TC and not losing Vils. So I feel like obviously Funky could wall up, and he has already placed the the one house on the side there. He should place the mill and be able to see this potentially incoming. So I don't think that it's going to be that difficult for him to prevent, but like you suggest, walling up would definitely make it much more suitable to completely avoid that from happening.
Yeah, and he makes a good point in chat that Persian's perfectly valid civ on this map without douching.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of that because that's what we've seen on this map before. There's no reason it has to go that way.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before, and I fully expect to see it again. I just don't know if we're going to see it here. I mean, interestingly, though, IAmANoob, he has not made a dock yet. This is a water map. He's not made a dock. He's got, 9 on wood. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this does happen. Just based on this build, he could have a dock down and at least 1 or 2 fishing chips by now. And both players did push their deer now, so obviously a good position to be in there. But yeah, I definitely think we might see this. I mean, we're looking at almost 500 wood for IAmANoob.
Help, and here it comes.
Yeah, yeah. Funky should see this coming in, though. So he should be able to try to drop some houses or palisade gates or something to block this. It's just, will he react in time?
And this is a great position for Noob because when he drops this, it's going to be on the berry. So he not only, oh nope, he's going around, going back around. If he dropped that TC on the berries, deny the berries, take them for himself, he sets him up for a really good position.
And I don't think it's a good position, to be honest, because you're just
really.
Yeah, because you take berries away, but this is a water map, so there's plenty of food. Obviously, it would affect the build a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna find a good place for this. Yeah, and Funky's gonna block it now. He's putting houses down. Yeah, palisades coming in. All this idle time here for Noob. Yeah, I think it's already been defended. I don't think he should drop this at all.
And he's going to drop it right where I thought he was going to in the first place.
He's going to try to.
Yeah, try to.
We'll see if that happens.
Yep, there comes up a gate from Funky. Alright.
Yeah, and this is why I think it was worth not walling up early, because now you've wasted 10 villagers worth of idle time for your opponent. He still could walk all the way around, and if he doesn't drop a house, okay, he does put a house as soon as I say it. But yeah, I think this is a time of...
But this gate can be battered down quick if he goes for it.
Yeah, he could just wall behind, though. Really good.
He's committing at this point, though. You're...
Oh yeah, he's been committed. He already deleted his, actually. He didn't even wait to delete it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because he placed it right, so he's got to make this work now.
Yeah, so this is a do or die time for him here. The scout there can block it. The villagers are all there chopping wood. I mean, honestly, yep. Here come the house walls behind. All Funky has to do is keep doing this, and he'll be just fine. I mean...
Wouldn't it just be better at this point? I'd almost just drop it here, deny the berries, deny the stone, get on the wood. Like, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Deny the berries, you deny him from all his stone. That's the only stone pile he has there, which actually, look at that. That is a bugged stone spawn, so... That's unfortunate for Funky, but he seems to be in a real good position regardless.
Oh yeah, that is his only stone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. We'll address that.
That's why we're doing that, right?
Exactly. That said, though, transport ship is already available. He's actually going to transport away with some villagers. I would expect him to at least keep a presence here, try to get onto some of the gold there. No, maybe not, he's just going to put a barracks down, but still, nonetheless, IAmANoob, I mean, look at his score. He's super far behind. Look at the idle time for him. The idle TC time didn't really count for how much he was actually idle.
He didn't have
Mostly
a
because he
TC.
didn't have a TC. So, I like what Funky's done, though. He's kind of prevented it for as long as possible. Now, if it breaks through, he's going to be in such a good position. I mean,
Yeah, he's already transporting out, already securing out. He could lose everything at home, and he's still going to be ahead.
yeah, and I mean, once he gets up, it's going to
Oh,
be...
and another TC. So the aggression's strong here, but even if Funky loses his TC, he can just take the outer ring and stay on water, and he's going to be perfectly happy with that position.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I feel like with the Persian douche, as late as it was, you should be on water too.
Absolutely, that's my concern as well. One thing I would like to see different here is if Funky could have spared some resources to go hit Noob at home. That's always something you want to do if you can't afford it, right? I mean,
Oh, he
the
didn't
so
have his barracks even down yet, so I don't think he was expecting this strategy. He is transporting villagers all the way around. Looks like to see if he can steal potentially some of the stone that would have been Noob's to begin with. See where he places them, but yeah, I mean, obviously Funky is in a commanding position now. Like you said, even if he loses this town center, he can just build one on the outside.
let's just look at the score: 1,200 to 400. It's just bad.
Yep, and actually here comes that archery range right now. It's gonna be double, or archery range in a stable. He's gonna try to go behind and kill the eco. And honestly, I don't think that Noob will have anything to defend it at that point. I think he's in the full douche mode, and he's on his way to feudal actually. So that's something. But as soon as a few archers and scouts come out, that's probably gonna do it for this one. I like what Funky did with this. I really do. He put another dock down as well, so he is going to continue to fish. Could actually afford some more fishing ships at this time too, but I guess he's probably feeling pretty in command with that score lead of 1,000 points. And he's just going to go into military. Can't disagree with. And it's actually so bad that Noob actually did not decide to kill off Funky's TC. He's just going to leave it there. He's gonna make him delete it himself if he wants to rebuild one, it looks like.
Does look that way. 42 vills to 28, and way behind again. And these villagers are running.
Yeah, I feel like Funky may have been a little too impatient there, though. Wait till you have 4 or 5 archers, and then go in so you can one-shot him. Not even fletching on him yet. I mean, he is making him run. He is in a commanding position, so it's obviously not the end of the world by any means. But I feel like
I agree. I think you want to be a little more patient and not even loop him around the other side. You know, if he's going to run, he wants to run to the TC. So why not stand in the way?
Yeah, I mean, interestingly though, I mean, it's not over till it's over, right?
It's true.
I mean, 45 mils to 28. I mean, he is going to keep trying here. He did put down a market as well, so he's going to actually mine nothing but stone, it looks like, and use the market to try to get up. Not a bad plan, given his position, honestly.
Yeah, selling wood. I'm sure he'll be selling stone shortly.
Well, that's Funky, actually, selling wood.
Oh.
But that made sense. He was floating quite a bit of wood.
Yeah, there you go. Now the stone being sold. So.
Yep.
And Noob is now selling wood, so I'm right. Just I was right early.
No worries. I mean, it was a very interesting time to do it. I feel like I said, he should have been on water first. He had plenty of villagers to go
That's exactly what I was thinking. I think if he had been on water, if he had gotten up a little earlier and been on water to harass this and stop the transport, it might have. Then he might be in a feasible position right now.
Yeah, and I like what Funky's doing here. He's brought the scout and the archers over, and he's actually just forcing his opponent to build more. not a bad position to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad Noob's doing this though. He's making for an interesting game. He's really he's not giving in right away.
Yeah, and I think Funky just did the right move. He actually deleted his town center to build one on the outer side, so we can actually go up to castle then. Fletching will also be in. These archers will be even more of a problem for Noob, and I think it will definitely be over as soon as Castle Age comes in. Noob, though, getting close to the res to click up. Does he have the buildings? No, he only has the market.
No.
So he'll require another building, and he'll still need to mine that stone, it looks like.
And I like the idea to tower. I do not like the position of that tower. Shift it over. You could protect the wood line as well, but he'll make it work regardless. And the blacksmith is coming up, so he's thinking exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just trying to get back into this anyway, anyhow. That's why the tower went down. Blacksmith, obviously, so he can go up. Surprisingly, he does have the res. He could just sell at the market. Yep, and he'll be up. So, actually, only about a minute behind. Unfortunately for him, though, he's going to be in such a rough position to bring this one back. I just don't see it happening.
So what do you do if you're in this position and you want to fight it? The best I can think is you got to take water, right? I think that's a prerequisite. You have to take water and then clear up these production buildings and villagers on the main island.
I mean,
if he can get to castle and put enough pressure on to clear him off this main island, he has a lot of resources in this area.
Yeah, the issue will be somewhat water, but it will also be that he's, 30 villagers behind. So, a couple TCs, lots of food eco coming in will definitely help. But I don't think Funky's going to let him get to that point. Funky knows he's in a great position. He knows he's got to clear this out. Towers are coming up, yes, but a couple mangonels will certainly be within reach here for Funky if he decides to bring a siege workshop to the mix. But I think that the big mistake here from Noob is just not going on water. I think that's the one that really hurts right now. Second TC actually going to come up on the main island here. Funky is putting it on his opponent's gold. Crossbow and bloodline, so we're going to see, it looks like just archers and scouts, which I actually think is a great play. Scouts will be able to run under the fire of the towers. Archers will be able to range a lot of the res that's actually being taken right now.
And you see it happening now.
Yeah, I think that we're just going to see him starve Noob out.
And Noob dropping so many towers here to secure resources. It's not that that's... I'd like to see him use those a little more aggressively. If you're going to mine all the stone and do that, why not go push forward onto eco? Now, a tower and some walls up on that wood line could have evened out the villager count a little bit.
Potentially, but I don't know. I think he was just trying to save himself that wood line so he didn't have to move. He's actually using villas to attack the barracks now. So, I'm pretty sure he knows that the end is near here. Crossbows, being able to range these villagers is just such a problem here. And honestly, Funky should just sit under this tower. If he can get in there. He should just sit under there and call it a day. Knights coming forward
with knights coming in,
well.
you don't need to.
Yeah. So, I respect the attempt. I love when people try to pull this off. It's something that I want to see work here one of these days. I haven't seen it work on this map yet.
It was very close last time, right?
Yeah, it was really close. Just never secured enough of his own home base. Lost all his vills there,
and here comes the siege workshop coming up for Funky, and that'll be the game ender, I think.
Yep, couple mangonels will take everything out here. No military buildings even on the field for Noob. So
he has a barracks.
Oh, he does.
Come on.
Ah, okay.
Come on.
My bad.
Give the man some credit.
He has a barracks and we have crossbows in the field. I don't think that's going to do him a whole lot of good, but I guess that's all you got. You can't afford much more.
Yeah. Huskgirl switch incoming.
Yeah, but No, I just feel like it was just not just well practiced build here from Noob. Obviously, not going on water, and he could have been on water. He also could have potentially denied all the fish eco that Funky's brought in. I mean, Funky has 12 fishing chips, and he's taken a lot of resources off the water.
And here come the Mangonel. Even a second siege workshop, which just seems excessive to me from coming from Funky. But
Well, if you have nothing else to spend resources on, I don't see the issue.
absolutely, he isn't hurting for wood after all.
Yep, and it looks like IAmANoob just running towards this tower. Yep, and there comes the GG. Not too surprising after the execution on that one, but again, I love the attempt. It's a beautiful thing to try that one out. And we did talk to him beforehand, and he said he was probably going to try to do some YOLO things. So definitely YOLO on this one.
I think the stats don't lie. I mean, just 7,000, almost 7,000 food for Funky to 3,000 for Noob. Same kind of situation for wood. I mean,
Yeah,
you,
one of the
you
lowest
there's just
KDs ever in a game. But
yeah, it's just no value. It just unfortunately, he didn't get any value out of that douche. It was a
yeah.
complete waste of time and effort.
Yeah, I don't mind the douche play, but I feel like playing them more straight up would have been better off. I think
Oh,
Persians could have held out for a while there.
yeah. I mean, playing him straight could have worked. I think if he had just committed and dropped the TC on the barracks right away, it would have been a much different game. Well, I think the mistake, if you're committing to the douche already, the mistake was to look there, be like, and then walk all the way around his base, and then walk all the way back around, and then have to batter down gates and batter down. You
Yep,
know, if he had
absolutely.
just dropped it on the berries right away, he would have denied the berries right away. He would have been able to fire the TC long before he could click up. Like, I think that's the way you play it different.
Yeah, and I think actually the second TC wasn't worth it because everything had already
No,
progressed to where he had moved his eco. And I think if he would have just dropped that and denied those resources and then been able to defend it home, he would have been in a fine position there as well. But I'm going to load up the next game here. And oh boy. Oh, Hitch. It's Arena Cove. Are you ready for this one?
Arena Cove. This is. I'm sure this feels like this is in the running for one of your favorites, right? Like you,
Oh, yeah.
I came up with this idea. Like you suggested some, but this one was my baby, and you've just loved it from what I can tell.
Oh, yeah, I do love it. And of course, Capture Age is not cooperating. But, alright, I'm loaded in at 1 second. You ready?
Absolutely.
Alright, go. So,
All right.
yes, I love this map. It's obviously a very hybrid slash arena kind of water map, really. I don't know the exact way we're going to describe this map, to be honest. Water is definitely going to be important. Landings could also happen, could be devastating, which we've seen, and we've seen it done more than once against me, myself, and I fell to that one. I did not anticipate it. Weasel, actually, to his credit, landed all the way over here on this single stretch of beach, and then walked his villas over, and I didn't see it coming while I was focusing on water. So, uh, but yes, I definitely enjoy this map. It's going to be very interesting here. Funky up 2 games to none. A noob in desperate need of a victory here. So, Italians versus Portuguese. What do you think about this?
I mean, hybrid map, but I'd say 70% water, 30% land type of map. So Portuguese and Italians, pretty straightforward picks.
Yeah, I agree. But as far as landings go, I wouldn't expect to see a landing with this matchup as compared to our previous sets we've seen on here where someone chooses melee. It clearly looks like someone's going to be trying that attempt. So, potentially going to be some really important battles on water as there are tons of fish in here.
Absolutely.
40,
43.
yeah, 43 tiles, each with 200 perch available. So definitely going to be interesting to see how that one works out. Interesting stone spawn right here in front of the gate here for IAmANoob, actually. I think he can still use it, but
Oh yeah, he can still get through there, but yeah, that's something we can look at.
a very interesting position for that one. But obviously, it's not all water. Water obviously being a very important component, but you could viably make something happen on land here. Portuguese, obviously, with some good options. Same as Italians. Condo Tiro is obviously a really nice rating unit and Imp for Italians, but I mean, full Arb or Genbo, or even full Hussar for them. Portuguese obviously having full Arb, organ guns. They get Hussars just like Cav. I'm not 100% certain on that, to be honest.
Me neither.
Nonetheless, it's going to be a very interesting matchup here. I would expect to see very heavy feudal play, since we do have two really good water map saves here. Relics, only 3 on the map. Pretty evenly dispersed. Can't really argue too much. One maybe just slightly more towards Funky side, but not by much whatsoever. So, the gold on this map, pretty standard, is it not, Hitch?
It's yeah, pretty standard. I mean, we're looking at 3 piles of 5, so it's a little different distribution
Yeah, a little
than your
deceiving
standard.
to the eye, but
Yeah, but you're getting a similar amount of gold.
yeah, going to be very important too. Docks coming up already up actually, and gonna see some fishing ships shortly, no doubt, or potentially a transport. To wait and see. Both players, pretty interesting on their builds here. Looks like we have 8 on wood for IAmANoob and 7 for Funky. Funky's also actually pushing deer. Looks like they're right by his walls actually. Very far push here, but getting one in, no doubt. Has a sheep there too, so it looks like he might intend to actually push those in through the gate, which is definitely an option.
And it's not interested though. It does not want to go.
I mean, this is also on a hill, so pushing a deer on a hill is a freaking nightmare. But hey, he's gonna keep trying. He hopefully will get it here before long. Interesting point to point out right now, though. Golds are very exposed near the water line for Funky, for Noob. Funky has one completely safe in the back, one exposed as well. Could be a very interesting thing to see how that develops moving forward. Funky also getting Loom. I mean, what do you think about Loom in this position? I think it's really necessary. I mean, your villagers are predominantly safe here.
I mean, Loom is it's a question of how confident you are, isn't it? You know, you can still get. You're more vulnerable here than you are on a standard arena map.
Yeah.
So I understand it. If you're worried about a landing, if you're worried about being harassed, it's a safe play ultimately.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like it may be a little much. Actually going out here for the hunt is Noob. He's also already on his way to Feudal and 2 docks out. Looks like Funky was searching for the docks. He has 1 fishing ship out there in the middle of nowhere. So, better villager count though for Funky. So he's been able to keep that idle TC time and idle eco time down a little bit, but actually his idle eco time is pretty bad. I think it was that fishing ship out there that he was using. So
Yeah, it certainly did not help him there. But he found the enemy. I mean, you know where they are, but he's got it figured out, and he's on his way up to. Obviously, Noob's already there. But a full what, minute and 20 seconds behind is going to put Funky at a disadvantage.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, these fishing ships may not last very long at this rate.
Noob going straight to galleys. What do you think of that?
I mean, I don't hate it. Obviously, Portuguese could go fire galley. But if he's going to try to just snipe the fish with these two galleys, I think it's quite an excellent choice here. I don't know if full galley is going to be the way, because massing galleys against fire ships is, a pretty taxing thing
But,
this early.
but that's what he's doing. 2 are out and 2 more being produced. So we're going to see full galley here and fletching coming in for Noob. He's definitely got the lead here. It's just will it be not fast enough because we do have two fire galleys and a demo raft queued up for Funky.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I like what he's done, though. He did run the fish, so he is saving his fish and chips, knowing he was going to be behind after that late uptime. Galley is going to be able to shoot, run, and hit back and forth against these. I guess if the demo was first, it would actually be more ideal at this point. And actually, it looks like the demo was canceled, so it's going to be full fire galley still. Not even going to attempt to get caught up in galley numbers here. It's kind of interesting. Gonna save those though. Double bid axe coming in for Funky now, already in for IAmANoob. Gonna be important. Vil goes down there. Really unfortunate. Could have pulled that one back, but now we see this galley dance happen. And actually, Noob's running home. Not sure I agree with that. I would have thought he'd keep running back and forth hitting.
I mean, you are looking for critical mass with the galleys, but I think he has 6 and 2 more being produced. More after that queued up, he has enough. Oh, repairing. I guess repairing's going to help every little bit here, but send back the 1 to repair and keep harassing. You could be sniping fishing ships. You could be dancing with these fire galleys right now.
Yep, forward Vils though, and I think the scout of IAmANoob saw this happen at the top of the bay here, and he's doubling back. So these villagers, I don't think they're going to have a good time against this scout. Maybe if the scout was here from Funky, would be able to deal with that. But so we're going to have a forward Funky basically saying he's not going to be able to stay on water, or he's not going to continue to invest in water. Fortunately for Noob, he did spot that, and I think he should probably cancel the rest of his galleys here. I don't think you keep those producing. And although I thought it was seen, I don't know if it was, because he's not tracked these villagers very well.
Yeah, I mean, if it'd be a major failure
again here.
on map awareness.
Oh, the scout from Funky runs in, actually. Gonna be able to take out another Vil, repay the favor, the one he lost earlier. Not a bad position, and forward archery range coming in here as the fire galleys go across in the water. Again, I think right now Funky just hoping that he can prevent this from being a easy fast castle now behind this with these. But galley number is good enough to hit and run enough that it's gonna just destroy Funky on water here.
You know, I don't think the play was ideal there. He had the numbers. He should have fought that earlier. He should have killed these fishing ships a long time ago. But he's going to be able to come forward, clean up his fishing eco, and push these vills off of this gold. So there will be value for these galleys.
Yeah, and I think it's time to start switching into land eco, and it looks like he is doing that. He's getting a market up, actually, and a blacksmith. So he's just going to go market abuse into castle, it looks like. Or maybe he's just gonna sit here and get some more
Nope, you got it.
There it goes. Yeah, he was close, so I think this is the right play. On his way in a second here.
I mean, I appreciate the trying to recognizing you're behind on water and going forward and trying to make something of it. Even if you only got lucky by Noob missing it with a scout, but archers against stone walls. I mean, how many are you gonna need? You're not going up to castle quite yet. You're not going to have siege. What are you going to accomplish with these archers?
Yeah, it's a rough position. I guess maybe he could transport. He's got villagers over there. Could build a dock in the north. He has a fishing ship up there as well. And if he could get away with getting, a dozen archers in there, he might be in a pretty decent position. But he is just going to go ahead and get his way up to. He's going to sell some food. And there we go. He's on his way as well. So archery ranges forward. Not exactly what you want to see next to these walls like you suggested, but at the same time, he is going to control a lot of res outside of food, which, yes, the food is going to be very nice, but it is going to get very inefficient over time, so I think if Funky's going to make this shine, yep, he does have to redock, which he is going to place one. I don't know if he'll get it up. Noob doing the right thing, though, sending a galley out to look if this has already happened or not.
Yeah, that's excellent play by Noob. He came ready for this map. This is excellent.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to see the fire ship, but I don't know if he'll see the dock, depending.
He saw he was hitting the villager.
Yeah.
The fishing ships spotted. Yeah. So if Funky didn't, or sorry, if Noob didn't know there were vills up there, he certainly does now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the next move here for Noob is just to get a defensive siege workshop up, and then boom. You have walls, get a mangonel from behind, sit in a good position here. Getting war galley.
Yeah, but with
I don't really agree with this upgrade, to be honest, at this point.
I mean, he wants to keep control of the water. What I don't agree with is if you're this far ahead on water, that not add more fishing ships.
Yeah,
you know,
sitting on 4 fishing ships. And
yeah,
Funky lost
I mean,
water and lost more than that.
Yeah, you've put so many resources into securing water. I'd love to see more fishing ships to get value out of it. I don't hate the war galley thing. If your idea is that you've controlled water, you don't want to lose it, I wouldn't go beyond this. Have war galleys patrolling the shores denies so much land to Funky to expand to. It gives him more power to pressure Funky's base. I don't hate war galley.
Yeah, I do not like this forwards town's workshop or town center here.
I hate to say this, but I think even though he was shooting at the villager of a galley, I don't know if Noob has yet actually caught this forward. Because there's a siege workshop here, there's been no pressure, there's no military buildings on land. I feel like Noob has somehow, despite all odds, managed to miss it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still a pretty commanding position. He has the 9 gold off the shore. He's been able to shoot down a house, shooting down a few more while he's at it. He really blocks a good bit of the land that is safe to work with, and he has spread his galleys out very nicely. I would like to see them patrol, but still a fine position.
And as I complain, the fishing ships come in, and he's getting horse collar, which seems. I mean, he's had a lot of farms, so that makes sense, but if you have this, do you need it? Get gill nets and go for the fishing ships so you have this control.
Yeah, I mean, he could be taking other res. It's the only difference right now. But, again, he's gonna boom, so I don't hate that upgrade. I don't think it's ideal at the moment. I think you said gill nets would be better, but fire ships, fishing ships coming out, definitely gonna be a major help.
I think it's, yeah, it definitely just feels like Noob's happy. He's like, I've taken the lead. I'm definitely ahead here. I'm just going to add these TCs. I'm going to add farms, add fishing ships, and
yep, Scout is definitely going to see the Monastery Siege Workshop, and actually the siege jumps out immediately.
Yeah, if there was any, if he somehow missed it all those times before, he knows it's there now. But two Mangonels with the hill advantage will make quick work of this TC.
Yeah, it's not even going to be funny.
And then the battering, I love that Funky saved these units up until he was ready for a big push.
Yeah, definitely a good position to be in here. Unfortunately, did lose a few bucks carelessly though, but
he did.
The ram is a nice touch, although I don't think he did a good job getting the archers up there to protect the walling from behind. But I mean, ultimately, what we're gonna see here is we're gonna have a big eco lead for IAmANoob, but he's still got to defend from this.
Yeah, but lots of vills, he loses a TC, lots of vills going to go down to the crossbows here. Even if they take out these Mangonels, it's not a great position.
Yeah, losing vills and a town center for the cost of 2 Mangonels, I think any of us would take that any day. Did he just convert a villager too?
He did. He got a conversion, but I think more the bigger thing here is look at the Ville count now. We went from a heavy lead for Noob to 50 to near even.
Yeah, it'll be 56 after that's all said and done, and losing that town center, losing that forward position on the gold. I mean, essentially, this could just be a starve him out situation. I mean, Funky could just defend enough. I mean, he would have to force his opponent to transfer out, but I mean, the water control is going to be huge now because it was very nice to grab early on and keep, obviously, but now it's going to be even more important as he's way behind what he just was after everything's said and done here.
Yeah, this is something else with you know the water being completely locked down with Noob, but heavy land control for Funky.
Nicely done for Funky here as well. Trying to actually convert a galley too. Sanctity on its way in. I didn't see, did he get block printing by chance? Block printing would be great if he's trying to get these war galleys.
Does not look like he has yet.
No. Forward is gonna be very difficult to defend at this point, and honestly, Funky might be thinking about going to Imp here. Look at all this stone and gold he has. He could simply just buy food and go Imp. And condos would be devastating at this point for Funky's, or for Noob's eco. Block printing is an imp tech. Ah. Yeah, I'm not one who uses monks a whole lot. I just know if you're gonna try to convert some galleys here, it would be quite useful. So I like the conversions though. I like attempting that, especially if you can go up to the fishing ships then. Noob though, looks like he is also gonna be clicking up to Imp here. As my capture age froze. Yep, he is on his way to Imp. Beautiful. But will this pressure be too much? As the Knights are going to roll in, Mangonels should all die without getting a single kill. It's a big loss right there. Town centers are back here, but the Mangonels are there. Could just be sent forward and do some damage. The Monk's going to be able to prevent any of his opponent's monks. Oh, Redemption's in. Converting the Siege Workshop. Is the Mangonel going to pop out and kill it first?
Oh, Mangonel's there, and oh, it converted the. Oh goodness, I might be a few seconds ahead of you, but.
Oh my God, yeah, you are. But yeah, he converted the Mangonel actually instead of that Siege Workshop. Wow.
And just in time.
Yeah, just in time. Knights are in on the eco. Noob is in trouble here. Going to Imp with what? 2 Mangonels is it?
Yeah.
I don't see a way back into this one here for Noob.
MTC is going to be pressured by 2 Mangonels. It should be safe, should still get up, but that's not a position you want to be in.
Well, and where do you build anything? And now he's got barracks there, so I guess condos is going to be the only choice.
And condos would do fairly well here. I mean, he has the food eco.
No upgrades. Not going to be pretty.
But a castle, I mean, that's a desperation castle if there ever was one, but...
Yeah, I don't know what else you do there, at this point.
And repairing the TC, here comes Imp. And he makes Imp. Okay, so, what does Imp get you? Like I said, condos. I feel like he should have been researching those techs on the way up, because that's your best answer right now. The way to turn this around.
Yeah, he's got a couple spearmen, but all of his military is on water otherwise. And actually, Funky is gonna drop a castle in his own base, so gonna probably look into getting a Pavis or Portuguese. I don't even know what the Portuguese techs are at the moment. I don't play Portuguese enough. But town center does go down here. Still 2 town centers, but all the eco here. All, this is 80 villagers back here. Roughly, not counting the ships, obviously, the fishing ships, but it's a lot of eco. It's cramped back here on this wood line. Luckily, he does have that gold and stone there as well.
Yeah, you were concerned about his gold earlier, but it turns out the positioning is saving him.
Yeah, and actually this castle could let Funky get back on water. He could actually go snipe some fishing ships. Oh, we have a transport ship too. Noob
Carrying
transporting
Vills.
Bills out of here.
Unfortunately for him, I mean, we've got outposts coming up from Funky. Funky has his shoreline well scouted.
Yeah, and we got Rams coming in here. Would expect to see Cap Ram at least get researched as well. Mangonels, are these going to come take out docks at this point?
Oh, Funky's still in Castle Age, and he's going to be able to click up soon though.
Yeah, he's just gotten such a lead here though with map positioning. I don't know how he comes back. He's making his own mangonels at the moment.
Yeah.
Mangonels, and he still has one pikeman. That's not exactly ideal.
Bringing the Navy back to snipe mangonels, not the worst idea, but it's Noob. You hate this position. You feel like it's all falling apart. With such a huge lead in Castle Age.
Yeah, lots of rams. The ram train is just coming through. Funky does need to click up though. I think the rams were a waste. They should have just used that in res and even sold it if need be to get up to imp faster. Castle v Castle over here on the shoreline in front of Funky's base though. Way more villagers here. I don't even know if Noob's castle will go up.
It shouldn't. Two of them aren't building, and the two that are going to be ranged by this castle. This is brutal. Brutal for Noob.
That said, as well, the Rams and the Knights go in. Going to be attacking the main defense here for Noob at home as well. And yep, all the villagers go down, even some more galleys being lost there. And I think this will be GG here.
Yeah, my heart's breaking for Noob here. I feel like a little more map awareness. He should have known about this ford and been prepared for it 3 or 4 times over, and it caught him off guard.
Yeah, it's definitely not been great. Castle has been able to stay up for now. Again, I think we're going to see Funky go up here to imp, and once that happens, Treb will take out everything here. Mangonel is actually going to be able to attack from behind the walls on that one TC back there as well. Interesting though, the Knights here are denying the repairs in this castle. The castle's down to, what, 1300 HP? Yeah, I don't see a way back here now. We're just gonna see full castle too, it looks like. I don't think Funky's thinking about clicking up. He continues to get more economy upgrades. He's in a comfortable position. He believes he has the villager lead, which he does. Honestly, I think the only thing that I could see Funky doing that would be of some assistance for him is to throw a fire ship or two out there and try to kill the eco on water here for Noob.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of galleys to come back against, and you've already secured this game. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever, but I think click up, which I really should have happened already, right? Like, Treb would have ended this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna mass military numbers and continue to keep doing what he's doing. I mean, his eco behind this is looking to be fairly solid. I mean, it's not hurting him to be sitting at this current position. Just, could have finished this already, that's all. Monks actually converted Mangonel, both of them, and those Mangonels will go down now, but losing those, pretty expensive cost at this point. Barracks coming up on the front here for Noob though, so could be an interesting position. I mean, condos coming forward, still no upgrades, but actually it's going to be the pikeman upgrade, so I'm going to see the pikeman instead here.
Yeah, but no upgrades. Pikemen answer the knights, but half the army is crossbow, or more like the army is third knights, third crossbow, and third siege. I mean, pikemen aren't going to do it here.
Yeah, actually, blacksmith just came up. I think he lost his blacksmith earlier, and I didn't realize
No,
it.
no, it's still over there. He just finished researching bodkin out of it. Actually, it's on fire on the left.
Yep, there she is. All right. But unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have a way back, as we're just chopping through the fortified, or not even fortified walls, stone walls here. So all these knights are about to run into the eco. Thank you for hosting me, Knight Noble. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, as the knights and everything dive in, it's gonna be a rough position. Not really gonna see a way out of this one here. Imp's still not clicked, and we have tons of res. I feel like Funky's just not remembering Imp as an option at this point.
I mean, he's done so well in Castle. He's gonna. It'd be hard to throw it at this point. So if he wants to finish it this way, if he wants to go for style points with 30 rams, you know, go.
Yeah, it's a rough position. He is getting like every upgrade possible right now, so going to be a rough position here. But I mean, yeah, Pitch. I said hello, and I got your host, sir. Were you not watching? Or Knight? Yeah, my bad. But yeah, you must have been just threw it over, huh? There are 8 battering rams, 9 battering, 10 battering rams. I've never seen so many battering rams, to be honest. But yeah, looks like he's just gonna continue to push rams, knights, and leave his crossbows there to defend the rams until he wins this one.
Yeah, and Noob doesn't seem to want to quit here.
Oh, he's holding on for his show match life. I respect it. I can't say I'm upset about it. But
no, of course
I do not see a way back for him at all.
This hurts me because, you know, the other 2 games are a little rough for him. This one he had a commanding lead, and I think it's just a little bit of insufficient awareness on the map killed him here.
I mean, I love it because now it's not only people think they can land and win, now they can lose water and still go forward and win, right? So.
Yeah. And that's exactly what we want to see on a map. Not just one option, right?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately winning water, but not seeing that forward, like you said, and it was extremely costly. So, GG's. Funky takes it 3-0 here. Way to go, Funky. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well played,
thanks to both players for playing the show match, giving us some more games, and actually we have a couple things to look at now that we didn't have before. So, especially that stone in front of that gate there on this map. But definitely, thanks for hosting. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for playing it. You're really helping me out more than you know. So, the next show match on these maps, guys, will be between myself and the Manta. Manta's played in. Will this be his 3rd one now? He's really loving these maps. He played against Weasel and Sam, so this will be his 3rd one. But he's going to face off against me this time because I want to play these maps too. So this
you got your... Yeah.
What?
Aren't you mixing up things? Yeah, never mind. Continue.
Okay. But yeah, so we'll be playing those Friday night. I'm not going to stream my point of view because I'm actually going to see about casting those this weekend. So I'll know the results already, but it'll be interesting. And we're gonna be playing some maps that we've not played yet, or no one has played yet in the show match, because we have, is it 11 maps or 12 maps?
We have 11 maps available, and 2 of them have not yet been played for show matches. We'll be seeing Game 1 lanes and Game 2 trade hub before it goes to the player's choice.
Yep. Very, very good. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. We're also going to start to use the Civ draft on these, um, see how that goes. And I'm curious because I have a game here, which is game 4 and game 5. It's between Knight and Minimone. Can someone tell me if this was a competitive set on this map, or was
No,
this just a...
they copied the game from the last show match, the Aztec versus Japanese game, then renamed it so that we had
Okay,
5 games.
fair enough. Okay, that's what I thought, but it was worth a try. It was worth a try. But that's going to be it for casting tonight, guys. Funky takes that set 3-0. Again, a huge thank you to Funky and Noob, or IAmANoob, or any of his other aliases. But I think it's time to play a few games. What do you say, Hitch?
I guess I could do that.
Sounds good.
Only if we win.
Woohoo is you're welcome. Are you Noob or whatever alias you'd like to be called to? Woohoo on here? You have to be right because your name is Awoo. Yeah, yeah. All right, Knight, you're gonna join us. Very well. Hitch, we'll just move over to the public chat. Hello.
How'd it go?
I went very well. I enjoyed those games.
You went very well. You were winning the game.
What are you talking about? I wasn't playing in the game.
You weren't the one playing. You're the one casting. So how could you be the one going well for it?
It went well, that's all. Speaking of going well, thank you guys for watching here on YouTube. I'm going to end the recording here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show match. Tournament announcement coming soon. Catch you guys later on YouTube.